next session is a panel discussion that has long been expected on the theme of global platinum group metals collaboration and exchange. Mr. Deng Weibin will be moderating the next panel discussion. He is the head of Asia Pacific of World Platinum Investment Council. Mr. Deng, may I invite you to the stage to host the session. In addition to Mr. Deng Weibin, who will be moderating the session, we have panelists Albert Chen, CEO of SBMA, and Bruce from Japan. The third panelist is Bernie Chen, General Manager of Metalor Precious Metal Group, and our fourth panelist is Mr. Zhang. Well, first of all, thanks to all the audience who are on site and tuning online. Many thanks to all four panelists for joining me for this panel discussion because they are all good friends of mine. So please allow me to give you a brief introduction of our panelist, Albert Chen. Albert Chen is the CEO of SBMA for the past couple of years. He has been personally helping, together with his company, WPIC's expansion in the Southeast Asian market, including Singapore. Albert used to be responsible for World Gold Association, so he has in-depth understanding of the platinum market. Bruce used to work in ICBC Standard Charter Tokyo. He was the head of the branch, and he is a well-known expert in Japan. He is currently the chief director of JBMA. Over the past couple of years, he has been helping WPIC with expansion into the Japanese market. And the third panelist, Bernie Chen, is a familiar face to all of you. A lot of people call him Brother Chen because he's really an older brother to many of us in the industry. He is the general manager of Metalor Precious Metals Suzhou. He has been working in the gold industry and the PGM industry for many years with rich experience. And last but not least, Mr. Zhang Lianghao, who has Rutie Jam, is an old friend with me for many years. I am an old colleague with him, also an old friend, and we attended to the same school. We got to know each other 20 years ago in New York. We graduated from the same school. So Rutie has been working in Wall Street on commodities trading. He is a seasoned expert on commodities trading, but currently he serves as a general manager with Minmetals Industrial Financial Service Shenzhen. So I'm really honored to have the seasoned experts to have a deep dive on Chinese as well as the international platinum market and PGM in general. My first question goes to all of the panelists. Please take 2 minutes to introduce your institution. Let's start with Albert. Albert, may I ask you to give us a brief introduction of SBMA? Thank you very much, Mr. Deng, for the introduction. SBMA, we are a member-driven and member-dominated association based in Singapore. We got the blessing of the Singaporean government as well as Singaporean financial regulator. We are an industry association. Our goal is to pull together forces from the industry to make Singapore a hub in Southeast Asia regarding precious metal trading, clearing, settlement, storage, as well as logistics. Currently, we have 67 member companies, including exchange banks, precious metal traders, as well as refineries and companies working on logistics, as well as warehousing and recycling of waste metals. We also have members that focuses on investigation and analysis as well as research. Our association has already had a history of 29 years, and next year we will be celebrating our 30th anniversary. But as an association, again, it took us 8 years, or it wasn't until 8 years ago that we started to become more professional, but more earlier in time, we were more like a loosely coupled group. But starting 8 years ago, we become professional industry.
So please, JBMA, and also limited to 2 minutes. Thank you.
Okay. Sorry, I will be the only one speaking English here. But give me five years, I will be speaking Chinese. But anyway, my organization, Japan Bullion Market Association, is established about 4 years ago. And our main target is to educate and promote the precious metals investment to Japanese investors. In that sense, WPIC's objective is really perfectly overlap with us. So we are trying to well, education is one thing that we are translating WPIC's all the reports into Japanese and circulating it to investment communities. And one another thing we are trying to do is to bridge the foreign companies who has interest in Japanese market to Japanane players, as most of people has interest, but they don't know how to connect. So that's another our action program. Our member includes WPIC and also JPX, who did presentation area, and we are helping all those organizations to promote the investment in the precious metals, gold, and of course platinum.
Thank you, Bruce. 那么下一个呢，我想请陈彪陈总呢简单介绍一下。
Next in line, Mr. Chen Biao, Bernie Chen, can you tell me about your company, Metalor? Thank you very much. We entered Chinese market in 2001. I started with the precious metal department focusing on gold. And later, we furthered our strategy based on the situation in China. We entered into a venture capital venture organization with Poly. So we are now a company under Poly. After a few years of development, our company, although still focusing on gold, is moving slowly towards PGM. We're making some attempts in PGM investment, but I can say we are a pioneer in PGM investor. I'm very honored to know Mr. Deng when WPIC first went to China. We have made some attempts to open Chinese market. Now, many bars are produced by many bars have our credits in it. And this year and forward, we hope we can be more engaged in this PGM investment market. Okay, and then Mr. Zhang, can you tell us about your company? My company, Minmetals Industrial and Financial Service, is focusing on iron and non-ferrous metal, as well as PGM. We are a fully owned subsidiary of Minmetals Industrial company. So, and we have two lines of business, a spot and a future market, and then the over-the-counter and on-exchange transaction. So through these two lines of business, we manage the risks and gain profits from the transactions. So in the past, because there's no PGM futures contract, so many of the transactions standards is different from the gold and silver futures contract we are very familiar with. And as we have heard from the Guangzhou Futures Exchange, in the future there will be more standardized contract for platinum and palladium. So we hope that our business can also be boosted by the standardization of transactions in China. Okay. Then, having heard their introduction, I want to now give the speakers some of the questions I want. So first of all, can you The first question goes to Albert. What is the basic market situation of Singapore's PGM market, and what is the market consensus towards PGM investment? Well, I would say that the Southeast Asia do not know very much about PGM because the application of PGM is pretty limited here, mostly in jewelry for wedding, or platinum set jewelry. But pure platinum or solid platinum is pretty expensive, and also because people know gold more than platinum, so the gold is always their first option. But it's different from Singapore than Southeast Asia. In Singapore, we mostly want the solid gold, while in Southeast Asia, they can accept 14K or 24K. And every gold shop, there will be a kickback to the producer. General public, if they are to invest in gold, they will have to buy a gold jewelry. So they see it as a way of principal protection and value keeping. So if we are to develop the PGM investment in Singapore or in Southeast Asia, we need to first of all educate the investors. We need to let them know more about the platinum coins, bars, and ingot, provide such products to them. But I'd also want to say that the gold and PGM shop should also provide the customer a buyback price. There should be a buy and sell mechanism to the public. Although the general public and individuals would like to buy a beautiful jewelry at the beginning, but they also care a lot about value keeping. This is one big feature of Southeast Asia market. And also ASEAN countries, they have different levels of openness. For example, countries like Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand are very open to the overseas. There's no barrier for the import and export of gold. But for platinum, there's no such regulations or standards. There's no such a custom regulation or tariffs, which means companies needs. So the investors, they do not know what will be the tax or what will be the regulations on the platinum if they are to invest in PGM. So I would say that in the next few years, the key focus is still education. And education is not, first of all, towards the public. It should be towards the government. That is the focus of our future efforts. And I'd also say that Southeast Asian people are very young, and in the past 10 years, they will move up to the middle class, and they do have some accumulation of wealth. They have the need for making investment, so we do need to make efforts to further develop this market. Yes, actually, I joined APPIC in Singapore last month, and I found the gold and platinum investment, well, if it is approved by WPIC and other authorities, it doesn't need to pay consumer tax. So just as Albert mentioned, we need to talk to the government and give the education from top down. Okay, the next question goes to Bruce. Since Bruce comes from Japan, a very mature market for platinum. So my question is,
platinum market has been mature, and how you would like to help the market to regrow again?
Okay. Yeah. Historically speaking, before China came into the market, Japan is the biggest demand. Japan had the biggest demand of platinum in the world, and we are importing a lot of platinum from South Africa and Russia. Plus that we have kind of national character that we love white metal rather than glittering gold. So it has been a case that Japanese love for silver and platinum has been a very long established culture. And now, especially at the moment, I mean, this weakening yen has turned lots of investors' eyes to precious metals. And sadly, unfortunately, most of those eyes toward gold, but we have a very good chance to make them see the platinum, and silver is already very, very popular. I mean, physical silver is really kind of run out of the stock, and as soon as the shops, retailers sell, the physical silver, like 1 kilo bars, 500 gram bars, they will disappear in 1 hour time. So I would want same kind of thing happens to platinum as well. Like in the futures market, token, now years ago, token had enjoyed bigger trading volume than NYMEX. We had this kind of past, and I think, especially at the moment, gold being highest in the history, price-wise, and platinum is still very, very discounted than gold. So I am talking to investors to look at platinum, and this is really the bargain for if you want to make investment in platinum. So we are kind of putting much emphasis on the prices and also the real value of platinum. I think Japanese investment market has a very good chance to see the platinum is a very good asset to invest. So we are helping investment or community to promote platinum to their customers.
好 ，Thank you, Bruce。下个问题呢是想转移给美泰勒的陈标总。那么瑞士的4大那。
Okay, so next question goes to Metalor. So Minmetals industry is very famous, not only because it is a big delivery company, but also it has a refinery of precious gold. So I want to know, what is your business plan in China, and what is your long-term strategy in China? Thank you very much, Mr. Deng. Well, Metalor is established in 1852. In terms of our global positioning, as you know, Metalor started in watch business in Switzerland. So the precious metal used in the watches takes a big share in our business. So this is one thing. The second thing is in the standard circulation. We have this whole big network globally. In terms of circulation, we take a large share as well. We have our big say in making the global standards in the precious metal. And I want to introduce Dr. Jonathan to you. He's sitting there. Say hello to us. So he is the president of global precious metal standards, and also sitting in the technical board of LPPM. So Metalor focus on the bars and ingots and the physical metal itself. But recently we have made some changes to our business. We are shifting focus to the catalyst.
In just 2 years, we already have a rather large market share in Switzerland. But of course, we have other broader institutions like coating departments of us that produce a component containing platinum that's used for conducting electricity, specifically for phones. We also have a large market share globally because in terms of the charging port of the phone, in the past, manufacturers use ruthenium and rhodium, but now it has switched to platinum. We have about 80 to 90% of the market share in terms of supplying to Samsung as well as other big phone makers. We also have other broader associations. In PGM, we have done a lot of research. We have made a lot of investment in PGM as well. So we do have rather diversified business scope. Thank you. Many thanks to Bernie for for the introduction. First time I saw Metalor, it was Metalor technology, but I thought to myself, you are a smelting company. How can you call yourself a technology company? But now Bernie's introduction shed light on the fact that you have a lot of deep processing businesses, which makes you indeed a technology company. For Rutie, you are an internationally renowned trader of PGM with international fame. So where do you think we will find trading and transactional opportunities, like cross-border wise? I think for PGM, our company is still a small participant, so maybe I can say a few words about the supply chain and the industry chain in general. In the future, with the listing of more futures contracts, I think the Chinese PGM market will see changes regarding pricing method, because I'm more from the real business side, so my perspectives might be different from my fellow panelists. And for us, maybe in the future, we will more focus on the pricing method. For the precious metal market in general, in the first place, derivatives pricing method was adopted, including on OTC market and exchange market. Other non-ferrous metals follow the pricing mechanism or the pricing standard of precious metal. However, in China, the precious metal is not a freely trading market, be it cross-border wise or domestic trading. There are very stringent constraints imposed on the Chinese precious metal market. In the future, if the market were to shift to pricing depending on the derivatives, there might be additional trading opportunities that we do set our eyes upon. And I think that might provide to the industry players more risk management tools and the derivatives pricing method. So these might be some of the business areas that we want to make endeavors into, or where I see opportunities might exist for PGM in China. Many thanks to Rutie. The third round of question to Albert again, because WPIC is a member of SBMA, so I would like to get your insights, Albert. How will SBMA help your member states to grow their business in the trading, recycling, and purchasing in general of PGM? Well, firstly, thank you very much for being a member of SBMA. We have in total 67 member companies. And we only accept companies as our members. In fact, 8 years ago, we only have 23 members. So within a short period of 8 months, we got industry recognition, and thanks to that, our members have grown to 64. They actually, before attending today's meeting, I took a quick look at the list of members to see who is related to PGM, or which of them have businesses involving precious metal. And I did my counting, and I concluded that 23 have PGM related businesses. 23. How did I do the counting? They are traders, like 7 banks, 7 big banks are from our members have PGM business, and 3 of our members work on recycling of waste or spent products, and 5 work on products, including distribution, wholesaling, and retailing, and 5 are refineries and smelters, and 1 is a market research institute, matters focus, and WPIC is an industrial association. So to summarize, to sum up all these numbers, the total is 23. In other words, 1/3 of our member companies have PGM related businesses. But this is something that we have not ignored or failed to realize. So starting from this year, we have a dedicated sector to PGM at the official website of SBMA, and we want to keep increasing keep elongating the list. We have regular events as well, such as WPIC regularly publishing their information and reports. We have our advantages in that we help our member companies to build connections with other member companies, which is a key focus of us. In addition to that, in Southeast Asia, there are over 10 countries. We have a rather longer-term partnership with the governments and industry associations in all the 10+ Southeast Asian countries. So if our member companies want to have exchanges or interactions with either industry associations or government departments in the various ASEAN countries, we can do something on that front as well. Another thing is our association is not very big. However, if our assistance is needed for small-scale roadshow or event, or if our member companies want us help them find partners, we are ready to lend our hands to them as well. So all in all, the purpose of our association is to be a bridge connecting our member companies to whichever type of institution they want to have a relationship with. I'm really happy to see that you're interested in ASEAN market, and I want to invite you to pay a visit to Singapore or other ASEAN countries personally, because seeing is believing, and visiting will be different, will give you different experience compared with simply listening to what other people have to say. Because I have stayed in Singapore for over 20 years, I'm rather familiar with ASEAN market. So if you were to have chance to visit Singapore, please let me know so that we have more communications. And next year we will have Asia Pacific Precious Metal Conference, which is an annual gala. It's no more than a conference. Every year it gathers industry participants from the precious metal industry from ASEAN in general. In addition to having forums and conferences, there are also tendering and other business opportunities. And next year we will celebrate our 30th anniversary. So I really look forward to seeing you next year. Thank you, Albert, because the last couple of years, WPLC, with the help of SBMA, have indeed had a lot of expansion opportunities, including in Singapore and South Korea. We signed a lot of partners. So my thanks goes to Albert. And next year, we will definitely go to Singapore for your conference. Next question to Bruce again, because in China, we have the ancient saying, learning has no end. And those who have a lot of knowledge can be master and teacher.
Success of Japanese platinum market. What lesson do you recommend China and other countries to learn from?
Well, if you call it a success, I'm not quite sure, but yes, we have a very long history of platinum investment market in Japan. Well, we treat platinum just like gold or other metals, so there's no difference. Like taxation is pretty much the same. We pay 10% tax, consumption tax, but that 10% will be coming back when you sell the platinum. So it is really kind of tax-free situation. And I think the retailers are putting good effort to sell platinum physicals, bullion bars and also coins, but the people's interest at the moment is really concentrated into gold. So I think we should put more emphasis on, this is the same thing I said before, but how platinum is undervalued and how good to have it and as an investment portfolios. Because the less information on on the metal. I mean, we have a lot of information on gold, but as long as platinum is concerned, there's really not much information. And probably the WPIC's publication is the only one and very good information. So we are using that information to spread it to retailers and also future FCMs, future commercial merchants, and security houses to use it to expand customers' view.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. 接下来呢？
Many thanks to Bruce. Next question to Bernie again. May you give us your insights about the investment in China's platinum market, because we have just saw the launch of the group standard for investment in platinum bars, which I believe is a milestone. So maybe you can give us your insights. Thank you. I would like to share with you how in China we managed to grow our business, and then I'm going to share with you our plan regarding platinum. I joined Metalor about 15 years ago. For the past 15 years, it's honestly speaking that in China's precious metal market, we are the only foreign-owned brand in platinum bar as well as the platinum ingots. Things are not easy for us. I remember that when I started business in gold, the first year I rarely had any business, but then I got to know Bruce and I got to know Mr. Zhang. We quickly built up our reputation, and we then gradually but very fast managed to grow our business. Now, our business has seen some changes again. We collaborate with a state-owned company led by Mr. Chen. Then I have endeavored into the platinum business. Actually, I started as a platinum investor. The first platinum bar, I remember as early as 2000, was launched to the market in 2018 in Shenzhen by Metalor. And now we have launched many platinum bars. I wouldn't say that our performance is very good, but we have done our best. Our idea is simple. We try to make the general public to really gain from their investment and from their purchasing decisions. So our idea or the concept is simple. Our products must be simple, but it must incorporate some elements such as cultural elements. So in the first half of this year, when designing one of our products, we had more than 10 drafts before determining or making final decisions on the final design pattern, a testament to our attitude. Going forward, we will reinforce our efforts. With travel here, I would like to make this commitment, though I'm putting pressure on me by giving this commitment. Still, we will definitely be honoring our commitment. But in terms of production, we will have more collaboration with our brother institutions to provide to our clients and to the market in general more complete services, because precious metal is a closed loop. No one will throw them away, be it precious metal used in industrial scenarios or used as jewelry or as investment. Anyways, it always goes through this closed loop cycle. But precious metal are too expensive. That's another fact. So for us, Metalor is a global company, and now we have equity held by a state-owned company in China. So whatever aspect you want or whatever lens you want to look through when examining Metalor, we will definitely be more compliant, and we will be more down to earth in growing our business and deepening our footprint to provide to our Chinese clients our most sophisticated services. We won't be very aggressive, but I would say that we will do it in a right way. Thank you.
Well, I think we're running out of time, so maybe we can ask the last question from Mr. Zhang. So what is your feedback and your expectation for for Shanghai Platinum Week Please answer that in 2 sentences for the sake of time. Okay, 2 sentences. First of all, for Shanghai Platinum Week, I would say the organization is very refreshing. It's creative. I hope the Shanghai Platinum Week can go long and far. We believe PGM investment is promising because PGM is almost equal to the new energy metal. So I think PGM do have this momentum to rise up in the future. I have to end the panel discussion now. I would like to thank all the panelists for joining us. Thank you.